We're here at the Townsville Copper Refinery, 200 direct jobs, plus obviously all the indirect jobs connected into the servicing of the refinery. It's been here for 65 years. We know that it's absolutely critical as we link it to the smelter in Mount Isa. There is no refinery without the smelter and vice versa.
We're here, we're taking our copper anode from our smelter in Mount Isa there. It's producing a copper anode at about 99.7% purity. It's railed here, close to 1,000 kilometres. Arrives here and we refine it in these electrolytic cells, and you can see we're refining that anode copper down to a high purity cathode copper. What you see here now is a permanent starter sheet or a permanent stainless steel mother plate. That was designed, tested, trialled and patented here at this copper refinery. It's called the ISA process. We do send that, we have sold that technology globally. It's been instrumental in essentially developing copper refining across the globe.
Wow, so we've invented the technology here and we're exporting it around the world.
We certainly did, and I'm very proud to be part of that.
We're at the Port of Townsville today, where we have 200 direct jobs and 8,000 indirect jobs. And what you'll see behind me is an NSS truck bringing the copper cathode from the refinery directly onto berth number 3, where it will be exported all over the world, including the US and Asia.
So we have a transport operation that runs into the refinery, and essentially that's we pick up the refined copper that gets delivered into the Townsville port here, and from there we unload those trucks and they'll either get packed into containers or received as a break bulk cargo ready for shipping overseas. NSS employs sort of over 180 people locally in the region, and we all sort of play a role in getting that copper safely to here and safely out of the country.
Obviously the copper refinery being talked about a lot in context of the smelter potentially closing in Mount Isa. How do you feel and how does the community feel?
Well, we remember back to the time when the nickel refinery closed in Townsville, and it was such a huge impact locally, not just on local families and jobs, but the housing sector and all that came with that. And the copper refinery is a similar piece in that puzzle that makes up Townsville's economy. So when we look at the impact of closing the refinery and then and the smelter out west, the flow-on effect would be disastrous for North Queensland and for Townsville. The copper refinery remains one of the highest priorities for the Queensland Government.
Townsville and Mount Isa rely on each other. There are often jokes about the fact that one is a suburb of another. You can't walk around Townsville and not run into someone from Mount Isa. The communities heavily rely on each other, and ultimately at the end we'll all benefit if these things get across.
The thought of the Townsville refinery closing is a real concern, and it's not something that I think lives top of mind with a lot of Townsville residents. It just sits there and it ticks along and does a great job for our economy. But if it was to just switch off one day, it would have devastating consequences. I think the average Townsville person who goes about their lives and drops their kids off at school and goes to work and has fun on weekends down at the Strand has no idea the financial impact that these sort of things have on our region.
Copper is king when it comes to the decarbonisation of the world, and that's why the Chinese are trying to protect this supply chain as best as they can. They are distorting the market, adding new smelters in, making this smelter and refinery behind me in Mount Isa commercially unviable. So what we're saying to the federal and state government, we need to bridge the gap over the next couple of years. We want to continue producing and manufacturing it right here in North Queensland. Our message is clear. Giving up on copper means giving up on the future.